Aaron Rodgers will not be in Green Bay in 2022. I've been telling you that all offseason long, and I'm going to tell you where I think he's probably going to end up. You might be able to guess where my two top landing spots might be. Let's break all that down and more. Talk about the implications of A-Rod landing in either one of these situations and what it does for Javonte and Najee Harris. The Fantasy Football Show, it begins now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Aaron Rodgers will not be in Green Bay in 2022. You've heard me say it over and over and over. I 100% believe that. Where is he going to go? Where Aaron Rodgers goes will determine so much about fantasy football production for a ton of fantasy football players. The two most likely landing spots, in my opinion, the Denver Broncos, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and what happens if he lands with each of these teams. Currently, right now, Javonte Williams has an ADP, early ADP, mind you, because there's no real good data out there. We are the data. We're probably the most active mock drafting community right now on YouTube, and we're slowly moving that ADP data that's based on last year. We're kind of tweaking it as we mock and throw mock draft on top of mock draft. Javonte Williams has a 2.1 to 2.4 ADP, I would guess right now, which makes sense because people are a little gun shy making this guy their number one overall player, their number one drafted player in fantasy football 2022. There's something about Gordon's still there. There's something about they don't have a quarterback yet. Everybody knows down deep though, the moment an Aaron Rodgers to Denver announcement happens or the buzz starts kicking into high gear, or Russell Wilson might get traded to Denver, or Deshaun Watson's cases are getting resolved and oh my God, he might be on the move. The moment buzz starts kicking into gear, Javonte is going to vault up into round one. Even if at the bottom end of round one, ADP wise, he will be a round one guy. Right now, he's not. And if you draft in best ball, take full advantage of that every moment you can. Draft tonight, draft tomorrow. Where can you draft? Go to Smitty1.com, click the underdog banner, or use promo code Smitty, or click the link down in the description or in the pinned comment below. Play Underdog Fantasy, baby. And we're going to be drafting all offseason starting this coming week here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know what day we're going to start. We're going to be doing best ball drafts and leagues, private leagues where I drop the link in the chat. And if you're not signed up and ready, when you click the link, you're going to have to go through the registration process and putting your promo code Smitty in. And you're not going to get in time, so do it now. Do it ahead of time. Go to Smitty1.com. Or click that link below.
Underdog Fantasy, baby.
But in best ball, you can clean up right now with Javonte in round two. Later on, it's not going to happen. His value is going to go up and up and up every single day and minute we get closer to 2022 fantasy football drafts. He's going to climb. He's going to climb. In fact, if A-Rod lands in Denver, and let's say it's official, Javonte Williams will be a top 5 overall pick in 2022 drafts. If Rodgers does land in Green Bay, and let's speak to just Rodgers right now, not Wilson, not Watson, not Tyler Huntley. I like all those options for Denver and Javonte, but Aaron Rodgers is the best option. He manufactures touchdowns for running backs. He builds them himself. He goes, here, you want 17 touchdowns? Here you go, running back. You get 17 touchdowns. That's how I roll.
I'm A-Rod.
Javonte Williams, top 5 overall pick. It's not a reach. It's not okay, he climbed too high, I'm out now. Like, take advantage before he climbs to a point where I say too high, too costly. Javonte's top 5 worthy if A-Rod is in Denver, because he'll have 15 plus touchdown potential in a Denver Bronco uniform, getting footballs handed to him by Aaron Rodgers and tossed to him by Aaron Rodgers. His receiving production will be great. He's a great receiving back. Top 2, if not number 1 in the league in 2022, breaking tackles in a Denver attack, led by Aaron Rodgers. Those dump passes where he breaks 2 or 3 tackles and goes 15 yards downfield, they're going to look beautiful. They're going to look
magnificent.
I cannot wait to watch Denver Bronco games if this man, Aaron Rodgers, and I can picture it, is in a Denver uniform. And I can picture that more than any other uniform. Let's close our eyes for a minute, manifest it. Aaron Rodgers, what uniform are you wearing, good buddy?
I'm wearing a Denver Bronco uniform, Smitty.
Top 5 overall pick, top 2 or 3 running back. You could argue number 2 for all running backs. You really could argue that. You could argue Javonte Williams is as good and as valuable and has as much upside as Najee Harris in 2022 if Aaron Rodgers is under center in Denver, saying blue 32, Javonte up the gut on 2. Aaron Rodgers to Denver means that Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy have magnificent upside. Noah Fant could be a top 5 tight end with ease. My money would be on Jerry Jeudy over Cortland Sutton, but both of them could be really, really good. Judy's got to prove himself, but he is one of the best route runners in the entire league. Gee, I wonder what player Aaron Rodgers has been playing with that's been considered the best route runner in the NFL. Good route runner, missiles from Aaron Rodgers. Sounds like a good formula for an elite wide receiver. Judy's got to stay healthy, though. Now we're going to head over to Steelers camp, where Najee Harris is already 2 or 3 overall to every single one of you out there. And he deserves to be ranked number 2 overall. It's JT. It's Najee. That's my ranking right now, this very second, without a quarterback even under center in Pittsburgh. They get Jimmy G and he doesn't go to the Commanders. We don't really call them the Commanders over here. We call them the Presidents because that's what we wanted.
I don't care if they're called the Commanders. They are the Presidents as far as I'm concerned.
If Jimmy G doesn't go to Washington to be a commander and chief, and let's say he goes to Pittsburgh, look, Najee, I don't love it for him, but he's as good as Big Ben was. Like, let's be real. Not much really will change, but I don't think things get ultimately, like, amazingly better, which kind of blows, but, you know, it is what it is. I think that if he goes to Pittsburgh, Jimmy G, it could be okay. If Aaron Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh, guess what? Najee Harris instantly becomes the co-owner of the 1.1 overall pick in 2022 drafts. Yeah, you heard me. JT, move over. You were going to share the platform with Najee Harris. You both are 1.1 worthy. Now, some people will say, no, you can't do it. You can't do it. But half the people will say, yeah, you can. I'm not saying I take Najee over JT, but I'm telling you, they both deserve consideration. Deontay Johnson to the moon. Pat Freiermuth to the moon. Can I get a moon call, please?
Please report to the moon.
Remember the poor guy I made fun of in the offseason, like early offseason? He's like, what do you think of Pat Freiermuth's shoulder? And I'm like, and this is actually me in the megaphone this time. I'm like,
Pat Freiermuth, I don't think anything about Pat Freiermuth, silly YouTube viewer. Take a look.
now I love Pat Freiermuth. So kudos to you, buddy boy, whoever you were. I was wrong. I love Pat Freiermuth now. I see the light. And if A-Rod's in Pittsburgh, boy, are we looking at a top 5 potential breakout tight end. And a lot of people will see it coming, so I don't know how much we'll steal him away from people. If A-Rod's in Pittsburgh, it's not like we're going to be like, ooh, Pat Freiermuth, no one's going to see him coming. Everybody will see him coming, but he could still explode from his ADP. We will see where his ADP settles, but Claypool could be the number 1 wide receiver. You don't really know. Probably Deontay, but Claypool could be it. I imagine Deontay gets drafted way higher than Claypool, and there'll be a divide and a fight on Twitter and in the comments of my Instagram. It's Deontay. It's Claypool. You're an idiot. Claypool's the best man ever for the job. You're wrong. It could be either one. The main point here, Najee to the moon with A-Rod. Javonte to the moon with A-Rod. And this is how I feel. And I'd love to know how you feel in the comments below. Drop a comment. Let me know if you agree or disagree with either one of these statements right here. And let me know what you think ultimately happened. Even if you think he stayed in Green Bay, still leave a comment below.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.